Hi, my name's Alex, and I'm the co-founder and designer at Behave. And we make grounding shoes. So I wanted to make a video which will explain what grounding shoes are and how they work. So I've got one of our models here, and what a grounding shoe is a shoe that allows an electrical pathway to be created between your foot inside the shoe and the ground. So essentially, grounding you as if you were barefoot on a natural surface. We don't make medical claims on our shoes. However, we can prove that our shoes are grounded, and they're grounded to a level which is similar to if you're barefoot on the earth. And that's very similar, if not better, than a lot of the methods used in a lot of the testing out there. But why are you not grounded in normal shoes? Well, I've got a couple of sole units here from traditional shoes to kind of show you the problem. So this one is a fully rubber sole, and this one is a combination of materials. So it's got a rubber base and then a foam midsole layer. I've also got a multimeter here, and the multimeter allows us to check resistance, which is basically the measurement of how conductive something is. So I can touch the two ends of the probe here onto the rubber sole, and you can see there's no change in the measurement. So basically, it's there's no conductivity there. That was the fully rubber sole. If I put it on this one with the EVA foam midsole, again, no measurements whatsoever. And you put the probes on the base, and again, there's no measurement. So these are insulating soles. So as soon as you put these on, you are completely disconnected from any electrical charge in the earth. So you are not grounded. In contrast, our shoes have a series of conductive materials between the ground and your foot, which we call the ground flow system. So let's test the different layers of that. So first of all, here is our insole, and you can see on there we've got a stitch which is uses stainless steel yarn, and on the base we have a patch of metallic yarn as well. This is just to increase the surface area, just to make sure the connection is really good. So if I touch the probes on two aspects of the thread, you can see there that the resistance is pretty much nothing. And then if I flip it over onto the metallic piece on the base, again, pretty much no resistance. So this is basically perfect because these are metal threads. If you're touching this and there's a grounding material below, you're completely grounded. The next layer is the midsole here. So this is the foam midsole, and we actually bypass the midsole with a piece of stainless steel webbing. So if I touch the multimeter on the webbing, you can see there again, pretty much no resistance, which is great. Another metallic material and an excellent grounding capabilities. Here I've got the shoe. The final element is the outsole, so the rubber outsole. And I'll touch this in two sections here. And I can't perfectly see the measurement for my ankle, but when I was looking earlier, it was about 20,000 ohms, which sounds like a big number, but it's not really a very big number in the measurement of resistance. So if I touch two aspects of my body, I think it's going to be in the magnitude of hundreds of thousands of ohms. And if you're thinking about how conductive something has to be considered grounded, the standard we use is to be under 100,000 ohms. So that's actually in the region of skin. So when I was measuring between my hands, that's going through my whole body. So that's a longer distance. But like human skin alone is about 10 or about 1 to 100,000 ohms. So the standard we have to try and get to with our shoes is to be under 100,000 ohms. In fact, it's normally 10 to 20,000 ohms. It's like significantly better than the standard we use, which I'll share in the notes below. So the rubber is the least conductive element, but it's still very conductive. So the reason we have black soles in our shoes is because we have a carbon additive in the rubber, which makes them conductive. So there you can see between all these different layers, from the insole through to the outsole, we've got a series of conductive elements, and that's what ground you to the earth.